because I'm a hot mess. I don't organize my streams in advance. I craft some sort of witty thing to put on Twitter, copy and paste it on all my socials, hit the start button, listen to some music and get some water for 10 minutes, and then just talk out of my ass.
That's streaming, baby. That's it.
That's streaming.
Okay, so here we are. First interview. Very exciting. I don't have a name for this, by the way. I don't have a name for whatever this like new journey segment, whatever is. But
I'm your first.
You are. You're my first, and actually, I think because of that, I think
take your virginity.
I think because of that, you should get to name like the segment, like not permanently.
Sorry, not sorry, Josh.
Is that the name of the segment? Is sorry, not sorry, Josh?
No.
Okay. Well, you get to name today's like show, basically.
Actually, sorry, not sorry is actually a pretty good idea.
That's pretty bomb.
Sorry, not sorry.
I think I'm gonna.
Because I mean, it's opinions. It's
right.
Getting to know people. It's about telling your story.
Yeah.
Being authentic. Sorry, not sorry works.
Today it's sorry, not sorry. Tomorrow it might be something else, but today you heard it here first. It's sorry, not sorry. So, all right, welcome to Sorry Not Sorry. My name is Breezeby, and I am joined here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, you already hit the button.
Oh,
yeah. Well then, hi, my name is Mediaknight. I am a VTuber streamer on twitch.tv. I am a content moderator. I am an IT professional. And I have way too many ideas in my head.
All good ideas. Never bad ideas. I don't think I've ever heard a bad idea out of your mouth, ever.
Oh, there's been some bad ideas. I just don't share them.
Okay, well, we'll get to that, because I would like to, either off stream, whatever, would like to hear some of the bad ideas eventually, because like I live for bad ideas. You know me. Media and I have known each other for a little while. So what, like 3?
We're pandemic buddies.
We are pandemic buddies. So about 3 years.
3 years-ish.
Gross and depressing that we've been in this for like 3 years, but like awesome that we met each other and have been friends. So that's good.
And we actually finally got to meet each other a couple of months ago.
We did. It was a glorious, beautiful time. I went all the way out and only went out for you, nothing else. There was nothing else that I went out there for, just you. And it was
no reason to come out to the middle of nowhere and meet my flesh mech.
It was a beautiful time and a beautiful flesh mech. But here you are as your VTuber. So I've seen your VTuber. You've made a lot of modifications. Tell me when you started VTubing. Tell me about your avatar. Like, what's the lore? How did you come to this design? All the things, because I am not super. I have a VTuber avatar. I'm not super in the community like you are. So give me the skinny.
And that's my fault.
That I'm not in it?
No, that you have one.
Oh yeah, that is your fault actually, because you made it sound so easy, and I was like, all right, I can do that. I don't know.
It is so easy. So the long and the short of it, how I got into VTubing. I've been a fan of animated characters, anime, digital idols from the East and whatnot. I was a huge Hatsune Miku fan when I was a kid. Oh my god.
Hatsune Miku has been around for that long?
God, Hatsune Miku's been around forever.
Really?
It feels like. Yeah, for real.
I thought she was like a thing of like the past 5 years. Am I wrong? Uh-oh. Wait, should I Google it? No, I'm not gonna Google it. Keep going.
Don't Google it. It'll make you depressed.
Oh yeah, probably. Okay, all right. Sorry, continue.
So I've always just had a passion, and I've always been kind of a dreamer person. I'm the kind of person who comes up with big, great ideas, just don't always have the tools to make it a reality.
Relatable.
And I came out 5-ish years ago that I was trans, and one of the problems with just internet culture in general and just the society is a lot of people are not very educated about trans issues. They get the information they get from clickbait media instead of, actually talking to people who experience this so they can maybe understand. So and I've loved streaming. I've done some sort of live content creation since before Twitch was named Twitch. And one of the things that's really hard for trans people, especially in the beginning of their journeys, is being very out and very public about it. I like to say that trans people tend to have an uncanny valley stage in which socially we're not seen as acceptable because of the stupid myth of passing privilege. So I kind of combined my love for technology, my passion for uniquely fashioned characters influenced from anime, as a way to lower the barrier of entry for me to stream more often. It's just like you sometimes worry about this big to-do to get ready for stream. I gotta make sure my face looks good. I gotta make sure my hair looks good. I have to do my makeup. I don't have to worry about how I look, how much makeup is on my face, or what shirt I'm wearing. I can just sit down and be creative. So I was born. Plus, the digital world, a lot of times, is a lot better than that.
I agree. I totally agree. And your VTuber is very, has gone through a few iterations, yeah? Like, you haven't always...
This is version 2.
Version 2.
We're in the process of doing design work on version 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when it's going to happen. I think next spring. We're targeting next spring. If I can convince the humans that I work in the capitalist mines for to give me my bonus soon.
Yeah, because VTubing's not cheap. Like, rigging avatars, designing avatars, from everything I've heard and seen, it's the reason yours is higher quality than mine is because you did the work, you put in the money for it and the time.
I had a friend and they were very generous with their time and their fee. I was very fortunate.
Yeah.
Also someone who was into similar aesthetics.
And
because they definitely don't look like your stereotypical ooh VTuber.
And that wasn't what you were going for. I don't think you've ever wanted to be an ooh VTuber.
Absolutely not. That market is already cornered.
It is. There are a lot of cutesy VTubers that I see out there. Do you find, so you're in the community, you know other VTubers, how many other queer VTubers do you know that are kind of going through the same thing of like you said, trying to lower the barrier, basically?
Oddly enough, most of the VTubers I know personally are all LGBTQ.
And is that you just found each other?
The reason why,
yeah,
it's tag discovery, as you and I both know. Discovery on Twitch is awful, to say the least.
Yes.
But it's looking in directories about games that you like and search under VTuber and look for the LGBT tag or the trans tag. It's just through trying to find people. Everyone wants to be, watch TV at night and find themselves represented. It's this exact same thing. And I think VTubing is very prevalent amongst trans creators because it allows us to express how we see ourselves rather than being judged for what we look like on the outside. Because as much as people say they don't, we are judged by how we look. So this is a way for us to be, to quote the Matrix, it is the visual representation of our digital self.
Which I've never seen the Matrix, but I have heard that quote. I know you said you're gonna make me watch it.
So next Friday, we're gonna do a community movie night, and you're going to fix this.
I know.
Oddly enough, the Matrix Trilogy is not only written and directed by a pair of trans sisters, but it's only come out in the last handful of years. Trans people have always kind of known this, but it's been more public that the whole story is actually an allegory for the trans experience.
I have heard that. I heard that very recently. You said this was like kind of a recent thing that people started bringing up. And
Absolutely.
Did that resonate with you at all? Like when you first watched the movie? Because like I said, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I don't have the nostalgia. Really?
Absolutely. There's part of a reason why it's my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
No kidding.
Specifically the first one, but it's because I resonated so much with the characters, the plot. It's clear. I love the future. I love cyberpunk. I love steampunk. I definitely like your more, I would like to say, trendier post-apocalyptic settings. I find Fallout to be a little bit too depressing for my taste. You know, mini nukes are all cool, but
sure.
I would rather fight machines than, you know, scary mutant monsters.
So you actually, now that we're bringing up video games and cyberpunk, you were one of the few people that I knew at the time when the new cyberpunk game came out that was like consistently playing it, and you were like, yeah, I really like, I'm enjoying myself. Like you loved that game. Yeah.
I did. I will definitely say the quality assurance testing on the game could have been significantly better. It may or may not have been the developer's fault. This is not we're going to go drag CD Projekt Red out into the public square again, because they've already been through it enough.
Right.
I enjoyed the game. The stories that were told in the game were pretty good. Visually, it was very beautiful, even when it was kind of buggy. Granted, I was playing on next-gen hardware, so I didn't have the horrible experience that, let's say, you know, a PS4 owner would have had. It still crashed on me. I specifically remember one of like my first 5 streams of the game would crash at least once an hour. It was whenever I was going too fast on a motorcycle going from one district of the town to the next. So I stopped using cars and vehicles.
You just ran?
Fast travel. No, I either ran or used the fast travel system.
Okay.
To stop the suffering of having to relaunch the game. But no, wow. I really enjoyed it. The story it told, it's very visually in your face. At times it can be very visceral. I mean, if you don't like someone's, you know, face getting half blown apart with a shotgun,
sure,
or have a problem with, you know, 40 million wires going into someone's body who's naked in a ice bath, maybe not your cup of tea.
Would you be happy, like, let's say we made crazy advancements in the next, I don't know, even like 10 years, and we just like did away with most of like the nature and we were just in a cyberpunk landscape? Could you live like that, or is it more fun as like a fantasy?
I definitely think that there are some aspects of cyberpunk that do actually get ruined by the fact that it being reality instead of fantasy. Definitely one thing that's very prevalent in cyberpunk settings and also in post-apocalyptic settings is the situation for the poor is worse than it is now.
Which is saying a lot, I feel.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
So unless you are not well off or more prevalent to illegal activity, the cyberpunk future is kind of a grim place for ordinary Joe. Now, definitely with the evolution of technology, there's definitely more ways to escape the misery than ever. Like, you know, brain dancing, full immersion, all those things. So yes, there's more copium for your life. The circumstances are not necessarily better, and the worst circumstances are actually worse.
It almost feels like, I don't want to say like that's the natural progression of technology, but it does feel like the gap gets wider the more advanced technology gets, and whoever
the more
has access.
Expensive technology gets.
Yeah. Because like it's like eliminating the middle class, like the more we go about it, right? Because like more people are just straight up in poverty who can't access those things.
I mean, imagine this. Maybe 11 years ago, you still filled out job applications on paper.
Yeah.
Now you have to have an email account to even apply for a job, and a easy way to check your email, and you have to have some sort of device so that you can take phone calls at a moment's notice to accept the job before they give it to the next person in line.
It feels like that is the way things are going. I like the fantasy aspect of cyberpunk, but like I don't think I could live in it, you know? And like you said, I think it takes some of that fun away if you were actually living in it. It's pretty grim. As a side, I wanted obviously to talk about like your VTuber, the cyber thing, all of that. But I would be remiss to not bring up a game, because you stream a couple of games, but to not bring up a game that you have been playing so much recently that you swore you would never play. And that is Fortnite.
I'll admit. I'll admit that I'll give you the short version, which you know for me is long, but I'll give you the shortest version of the short version I can give you.
Sure.
I actually pre-ordered Fortnite when Fortnite first came out.
Okay.
I have a Founders Edition.
Wow.
And I enjoyed Fortnite's, campaign mode. I thought it was really enjoyable.
Isn't that like zombies or something? Am I crazy?
It's basically a tower defense first-person shooter.
Okay.
For all intents and purposes, it's a tower defense first-person shooter.
Sure.
And it was fun, but there wasn't as much added content to it. It was fun to play with friends, but it didn't have all the things that you're used to seeing in Fortnite now.
Right.
I'm an elder gamer, as are you. Sorry, we're about the same
true.
age here.
It's really bad.
We're considered elder gamers.
I know.
I cannot Twitch like I was playing, CS 1.6 when I was a kid.
Right.
So I couldn't keep up with all these kids who, when eventually the original Battle Royale came out.
Yeah.
I can't build a 6-story hotel in 10 seconds.
No.
I can't do it.
Mm-mm.
And with all of like the wall deleting, I'm just like, my gaming boomer ass just can't play this to keep up with the kids.
Yeah.
And this was back when, PUBG first hit on the scene, and like Battle Royale was like the it thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I have to admit, bit of a hipster. When it comes to games, I'm a bit of a hipster.
No way.
So I was just like, nah, I can't play this Fortnite game anymore.
All the kids are in it. Can't do it.
All the young kids are playing it now.
Yep.
I can't compete. This is no longer fun. And then last season of Fortnite, they released a no build mode. And I'm like, okay, Epic, call me intrigued.
Right.
Let's re-download. Let's play again. I won my first solo game. I won my second solo game.
Uh-huh.
My third solo game. Fourth, fifth. I won my first 7 matches in a row.
Yep.
Playing solo in no builds mode. And I'm like, okay, this game is actually stupid fun now.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't have to keep up with all of these kids. I've been playing it a lot.
That is your genre, right? Like looter shooter, you are...
Looter shooters is my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm a D1, Destiny 1 beta player. I've been playing somewhat consistently since that game came out. I love the Borderlands series. I love shooting and I love looting. I love Diablo. Diablo 3 came out. I lost about 1,000 hours of my life to that game.
It's a good game.
Very quickly.
It's a good game. But you're good at them. Like I've seen you play. I've seen you stream. You're good at them. You are. I mean, you're better than me.
Okay, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Mediocre. I can hold my own, but I don't have God mode. I can hold my own.
Okay.
And then, oh, wait, I can play Fortnite with all of these cool licensed character skins?
It is pretty
And
sick.
$400 later, I
Oh
admit
my
that I have a
god.
skin addiction.
Oh my god. That's a very like creepy thing out of context, but yeah, I totally get what you mean.
I mean, they got all these cute Marvel characters, and then they, like, 3 weeks ago had Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
Who doesn't want to see Goku running around with the shotgun?
exactly. Who are you rocking right now? What skin?
So I can't choose one skin.
Okay.
So I have all 25 skins that I really like and have purchased in loadouts on shuffle mode.
Name like 3 in your loadout.
Okay, so I think my favorites right now are Mary Jane Watson, Zavala from Destiny 2, because the Destiny 2 skins hit Fortnite last week, and of course I bought them all.
Of course.
Seen.
As you should.
Master Chief.
Ooh.
I have a black Master Chief skin that I really enjoy.
God, I didn't realize they had all of like I knew they had a ton of licensed characters, but like I don't think there's a series they haven't gotten their hands on.
Not yet.
And I don't know how, unless like I feel like when I start seeing like Disney or Nickelodeon characters, that's when it's like, oh, they're in it. Like they literally are in it.
Currently, the level 100 Battle Pass reward is Darth Vader, which is technically a Disney character.
Disney. That is totally Disney. And no, Marvel's its own thing. It's not
Marvel's
part of Disney.
Disney.
Is it?
Disney owns Marvel.
Okay.
Disney owns Star Wars.
Disney owns everything. Like I should
Disney
just assume.
owns 90% of our childhood.
Yeah. Which is like a little worrying when you think of, you know,
Mildly depressing.
Yeah,
Mildly depressing.
Right. You're enjoying Fortnite.
Eat the rich.
Eat the rich, casually eat the rich. That's on gaming. And we sort of touched on this a little bit, but before we wrap, I want to go back for a second to being queer in the gaming space, because you obviously like you play Fortnite, you play Destiny, you play all these games that like I feel like have an opportunity to have a toxic community. What has been your experience in each community? Have you found there is one that's like more welcoming than others, that just does not care? Like what is your take on like different communities you've been a part of?
I think that every single online community in some way, shape, or form does have some sort of element of toxicity. Granted, I'm speaking as a digital being with Flash Mag. Humans are awful. You're one of the few good.
Thank you.
But humans are awful.
They are.
And one of the ways humans are awful is they tend to look down upon other people to make themselves feel better about themselves, or to deal with an inadequacy about themselves. Definitely, especially being into a lot of shooter games, there's definitely a wider target for queer creators. I have been hate rated one or a few times. I've got a couple of hotkeys, so I can deal with that pretty easily. I'm not a very big streamer, so I don't tend to get a lot of trolls. When I'm playing online multiplayer games where I'm matchmaking with randos, I mute all microphones and I turn my mic off, and I use in-game pings, like in games like Apex Legends or in Fortnite. In Destiny, a lot of the multiplayer combat, you don't need to have a microphone in order to play. I do play Destiny with people that I know. I have left Destiny clans on many of occasions because people have not come to realize that, you know, calling something gay is a slur. Not realizing those sort of things.
Right.
It's 2022. Jesus, it's not that hard.
And gaming culture is very much, I don't know why it's that way.
Gaming culture is always been dominated by a very toxic masculine sort of space, because a lot of the people who associated with the gaming community back when it was first starting up and whatnot were, you know, I would say men that were probably not as popular, probably picked on, granted, I'm making all generalizations.
Sure.
I'm not making a statement,
Sure.
but I know from my past life that a lot of the people I knew who were gamers were unpopular, considered nerdy or geeky, picked on at school, was very smart or intelligent, socially awkward, were neurodivergent, and was mostly dominated by men. There were still some girl gamers out there.
Sure.
Even back then. They weren't as prevalent as they are now. There are a lot more female gamers now.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a second.
Mm.
But, you know, the gaming community was very cis male centric, of, you know, an archetype of male that had a grudge against humans. And, you know, when they were gaming and they were playing well, especially in multiplayer games, it felt good to, you know, metaphorically turn the tables and not be the bullied, but to be the bully. Honestly, one of the terms that you hear a lot in certain multiplayer games is push them, bully them. It's an actual, like, tactical term when you're playing competitive shooter games and competitive games, to bully your opponent. Did I think it got there 100% for that reason? No. Correlation isn't always causation.
Sure.
But the culture very much started as this very overly masculine, you know, I'm cast aside. And I can say that from experience. You know, I lived the illusion of being a male for a good chunk of my life in denial.
Yeah.
And yeah, it very much has always had its roots in that. And as gaming has become more accessible, more games are available now than ever on any sort of device. Almost anyone can make a game if they want to, from a dev team of 1 or 2 people on a mobile phone to, you know, large studios. Anyone can make a game if they put the time and effort into it. We're finding that the term gamer doesn't mean what it used to mean. Gamer used to be a term to describe someone's, you know, personality. Now it's not. A gamer is anyone who enjoys games. Whether it's, you know, the dude who spends 30 hours a week in World of Warcraft, or the person who likes to cuddle up with a blanket and a hot cup of tea and play Animal Crossing on the couch after work.
Yeah.
They're the same people. Doesn't matter what you play. If you like games, you're a gamer. So, hey, you hardcore gamers out there, quit giving the cozy gamers crap. Just as valid.
Valid. Thank you. Because, I mean, you get it. You have the same issues I do, where a lot of people, like, I don't know, they just view women in the gaming space as, like, fake gamers. If you're only playing cozy games, like, you're not a real gamer. So I'm glad that you touched on that, because it's very prevalent.
There's something in gaming for everyone.
Yeah.
And I literally mean everyone. Let's not shame people for liking you on. We don't kink shame people.
Let's
not
kink shame.
Game shame.
We don't. We don't kink shame. No game shaming. No kink shaming.
Although I might mildly shame Call of Duty bros. That's an archetype of people.
All right. Well, you also were. I feel like you were shaming Fortnite people for a while there. So, like.
And I deserve all the criticism in the world for shaming Fortnite players.
That's what I like about you.
And here I am with 2 weeks left in the season, sitting at like level 115 on the battle.
See, that's what I like about you. You can admit when you were wrong, and like when things change, you're like, all right, you know what? Here I am, not too proud.
When you make a judgment on something based on incomplete information, it is your duty to change your opinion and apologize when new information becomes available.
I like that. That is very applicable not only to gaming, but to life, I think.
And also, you should seek that information, even if you think your opinion is right. Because a more well-rounded opinion is just better for everyone.
I agree. So, we're going to wrap here pretty soon, but I do have one last question. If you could give any advice to someone who is looking to get into like content creation, especially people in the queer community who are looking to get into content creation, like, do you have any advice for them, or maybe advice for you when you were trying to get into content creation?
I'll answer both.
Okay.
If I were to give my younger self advice about getting into content creation, it would be more organized, because I'm a hot mess. I don't organize my streams in advance. I craft some sort of witty thing to put on Twitter, copy and paste it on all my socials, hit the start button, listen to some music and get some water for 10 minutes, and then just talk out of my ass.
That's streaming, baby. That's it.
That's streaming. Don't care if there's no chat there. Don't care if you're streaming to no one. And play what you want. You know, a lot of people, they want to make streaming a full-time career. And only the 1.01% of the 1% ever get there. And if you ever look at super popular streamers, they burn out in 3 years. Yeah, lots of money is great. But talk to so many people who've gotten burnt out and have left streaming. You can only run on the hamster wheel for so long.
Yeah.
And you're worse off for it. So play what you want. Don't chase trends. Don't chase the quote-unquote Twitch meta. Don't jump into a kiddie pool in a bikini just because it's what's getting all the other people views. Don't do, Fortnite streams if you don't like Fortnite. Don't force yourself to play Call of Duty if you really don't like Call of Duty. If you like playing Hello Kitty's Island Adventure and you want to share that love with the world, well, damn it, stream some Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Hell yeah.
And as far as my advice to queers getting into content creation, don't rush things. Present what you want to present. Make sure that you do things like blocking your legal name and address as a term that will cause an instant ban and a block on chat, so that if you get hate rated, you don't get doxxed. Reach out to other queer content creators. We're not scary. We don't bite. I mean, unless you consent, then we might. But we don't bite. Come to us. We'd love to give you advice. You don't need to have these crazy, $3,500, $4,000 streaming setups and 2 PCs to stream. You can do it with a console and a microphone. That's all you really need. There are ways to do it without a computer. If you've got a computer, you can do it without having, 2 bonkers top-tier graphics cards. There's a lot of information out there. YouTube is a great tool. If you're looking for ideas, watch other queer content creators. See what they do. Look at content creators that you enjoy. Find a way to do what they do, but in your own unique way. And don't be afraid to take days.
Yeah, that's important. I think it took me a very long time to learn that, so.
You might be in front of a computer in your room, but when you stream, it's like walking into a bar. You got an audience, whether 2 people are watching or 200 people are watching. If you don't have the energy to be in a potential room of 200 people, don't hit the live button. Take care of yourself first.
I feel like I should wait. I think you should be my new therapist. I feel like you. I always listen to your advice, and I'm like, yeah, she's right. Shit, I should take care of myself.
I mean,
yeah.
I would exchange a half-hour therapy session for a permanent sub to your channel.
Okay, I could do that. I think that's very doable. But you'll have to expect that I'm going to take days off because I have to, take care of myself. Whatever.
Yeah, and don't feel bad to change your schedule at the last moment.
Which I do all the time, and you
know,
should
I'm really
too.
Proud of you
Everyone
for doing
should.
it.
No, thank you. I try my best. All right. Well, much appreciated. You are wonderful. You always have wonderful things to say, and I love talking to you at all times. Do you want to shout out your channel, things you're working on? Just promote the fuck out of yourself. Go for it.
Well, you can find me at twitch.tv/Mediaknight. If you would like to follow me on the socials, I mostly just stick to Twitter because I've got ADHD. I can't watch 5 different social channels.
So, yeah.
So if you want to follow my adventures in the human world and hear all of my crappy takes on everything, as well as promoting my friends and people I moderate for, you can follow me at twitter.com/MediaNightVT. I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes on the weekends if I'm feeling extra saucy. We've always had great content. I love the chat. According to those dumb fan whatever emails we get about what is our streamer's best strengths, it's responsiveness. So if you hang out in my stream, know I'm actually going to talk to you instead of ignoring you, because I don't care if I win. I would much rather talk to you.
It's true. She's very responsive. Talks all the time. Love it. A+.
Oh, can't shut me up. You can't shut me up.
Shut her up. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you being here. I would love to have you back at a later date. Thank you for being my first, taking my interview virginity, my interginity. I thought that was gonna nail a little bit better than it did.
I wouldn't say hosting virginity because you've done stuff for like GDQ already.
Right. So, well, you know, we'll workshop it.
Long form content virginity.
Long form content virginity. I'll take it. I'm good with that. All right. Well, this is, I think we named this Sorry Not Sorry. This has been Sorry Not Sorry for the day. And I will see everyone in the next one. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.